So our very last topic for this unit is called direct variation. A direct variation is just another way of saying if something is proportional or not. And we've talked all about proportionality this week. Proportionality, if I'm talking about the equation, there is no add-on. There's no plus or minus anything. My equation is going to look like y equals kx. If I'm talking about slope, we might also use the letter m. If I'm using my calculator with stat, I might use the letter a. But k is called that constant of proportionality, or the ratio of y divided by x. And you guys did a ton of dividing this last week when we were talking about unit rate, and you were dividing to figure out how fast I could do something in 1 hour or 1 day. That's what you guys did, is you were dividing. So to solve for k, we're just going to divide. My y value divided by my x value. So for here, my k is going to be equal. Hold on, let me double check this. My k is going to be equal to 6 over 9. If I use alpha y equals, 6 over 9 is the same thing as 2/3. Again, if we forget how to turn 6/9 into 2/3, we're using alpha y equals. Once I have my k, my direct variation, my constant of proportionality, my slope, I can write an equation. Y equals 2/3 x. And that is all we're doing today. That's it. Y divided by x, 15 divided by 2. If I do that in alpha y equals, it is going to leave it as 15 over 2. That does not reduce. I could also say, because I'm dividing, I could say 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Either of these options would be okay. When it comes to a test, it's really just looking and seeing, are my answer choices in fractions or are they in decimals? This one, because it's a pretty decimal, 0.5, I would assume that they're probably going to leave it as a decimal. So y equals 7.5 x. And I'm all done. I want you to pause the video. I want you to go numbers 3 through number 6. Actually, we can go 3 through 6. We can go ahead and answer 7 through 11. All of these are going to be on your practice assessment for when you finish the video. So make sure that we're pausing and we're taking the time to finish numbers 3 all the way through number 11. Once you finish those, come back to the video. Looking at number 12, I'm working with the word problem. It says that they vary directly, which is just another word or another way to say direct variation. So I'm going to do y divided by x, which is 20 divided by 1/2. I can do that in alpha y equals. I can also type it 20 over 0.5, because lots of you turn 1/2 into 0.5 naturally. And I would get 40. So my equation is going to be y equals 40x. And they want me to take it a step further. They say find the value of y if x is 1/4. All that means is I'm going to take that 1/4 and I'm going to plug it in to the x spot. I'm going to say 40 times 1/4. 40 times 1/4 is 10. So when x is equal to 1/4, y is equal to 10. I'm going to have you guys go through, write your equation for number 13, but instead of y being equal to 10, I want you to solve for the value of y if x is equal to 35. So just like number 12, we're going to write the equation. I'm going to take that x number and I'm going to plug it in, and that is ultimately going to be my answer. Once you finish that, go ahead and open up the practice for today, and let's get busy.